Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Sorry for my messy hair, I put it up in a bun because I just got out of the shower and you didn't need to know that or want to know that. But anyways, in this video today, of course, I want to talk a little bit about Scream 7, obviously. But also comment down below to see what else you want me to talk about. I know it's Scream a lot, and I will talk about other horror movie content or horror in general. It doesn't have to be movies. It could be horror TV shows like American Horror Story or other kind of movies or TV shows like that, or books, even horror books. But anyway, I wanted to talk about Scream 7 and again my hopes and theories that could happen. And I just before I filmed this, I most of it was then, like just a few moments ago, as I was setting up for this video, that maybe possibly in the opening sequence, in the opening kill, so to speak, I'm thinking of what could happen and what probably will happen. And for the most part, they're filming now / already filmed it, so none of this is probably going to happen, yada yada yada. Could all just be, it's just all theories at this point. But and it could, or maybe any of this could still happen in future films as well, like in Scream 8 or 9 or whatever. But since we know that Tara and Sam Carpenter, I was combining their names, Tara and Sam, anyway, I was trying to say both names at the same time. Sarah came out, sorry. Tara and Sarah, see, I did it again. Sam and Tara are not going to be in the 7th film and not going to be in future films as of now. But then again, it could be, since the directors are no longer attached to the film, and maybe they could be switching studios by the next couple films or so. So maybe in the future they can come back, similar to what Sydney, Nev Campbell's character, has done, because we know that Sydney was not in Scream 6 and now is in Scream 7. And with that being said, who knows how they're going to deal with Sam and Tara not being there. And we know that Mindy and Chad are coming back, which we got in the 5th and 6th movie, how like they are, oh, core 4, we're all sticking together, and how that's going to turn out. And what I was, like I said, I was just a few minutes before I was filming this one, what if, and I know that there's been other people that have made videos saying that maybe the reason why the twins are coming back is because of their mother gets killed. Maybe their mother's the opening kill. And I even said that in one of my past videos as well. And that is a good theory. And I think that that still can be true. That maybe Martha Meeks, the twins' mother, is going to still be in the opening sequence as like an opening kill. Or maybe she, along with others, maybe there's going to be, to kind of heat things up, to make things different, because we all know, we've all seen all the 6 previous films that they wanted to do something different. They did something different with Scream 3 with Cotton Weary, who was the opening kill, and he wasn't, in my opinion, he was a big character because they framed him and stuff, so that's pretty a big character in my opinion. But I don't think he was big enough in the sense of a character to have been the one to have been killed in the 3rd movie, just because of all people, why would he know where Sydney was? And even though I have said that I have loved Scream 3 forever, and it's one of my favorite Scream sequels, if not my favorite one. But that is one of the criticisms, if you can call it that, of the Scream 3, is that how the hell would Cotton Weary, of all people, know where Sydney is? Because that was the whole point of Ghostface calling him and taunting him and killing him, is because Ghostface thought that Cotton would know where he was. It's not like Sydney and him were like the best of buds after the 2nd movie. Like, sure, Cotton saved her life in the 2nd film, but it's not like they have a great relationship like with Cotton like she does with Dewey, or even Gale for that matter. I'm sure Gale and Sydney, of course, over the course of Screams 4, 5, and 6, they have pretty much grown closer, but at that point, it's not like Gale and Sydney are going to be like, oh, let's stay up late. It's not like Gale is the new Tatum, you know? It's not like they're going to be best friends and sleeping over. But, that, you know, whatever. And I'm not saying, all this being said, I'm not saying that Martha's not a big character, enough character to be the kill, you know, the opening kill. But, like, I'm also trying to say that that was kind of like something that they were trying to do differently, that all bets are off, no one's safe, even the acquaintance that was, you know, accused of murdering but actually didn't, you know what I mean? And so, and that's what I'm saying, is that all bets are off, that anyone could die, you know? It's not just in your group of friends anymore. It's your, not only your friends, but also your friend's family. So, which is why, you know, I'm sure they're going to go, the Ghostface are going to go after not just the group of people that are initially going like Sydney, but like Sydney's friends and acquaintances and the family of those friends and acquaintances. Like, no one, that's what I'm saying. That's my point, is that they're trying to make a bigger picture, um, a bigger, what is the word? Comment down below if you remember the word. And I'll try to put it up here a bigger scare, a bigger threat, type of speak. And anyway, and I also think that maybe they could, in a way, sneak in there. They could do it. There's so many different ways they can go old school and do it from behind, but they could have the Carpenter sisters be in the movie without actually having Tara, like the act, like Melissa and Jenna Ortega be in it. So you could see they can pan the camera from behind the Carpenter sisters and see from, like, you'll have the camera from behind the girls, and then you'll see then we'll, looking at the camera, you'll see Ghostface kill them. Like, that could be a great way to send the Carpenter sisters off and kill them. Then that way, the higher stake, there you go, that was what I was trying to say, is try to get the stakes higher, you know? Just give Sydney a warning that no one's safe. Not, you know, her friends, not her family. No one's safe. Even though I know in the previous entries, she already knows that. But, it, you know, the Carpenter sisters, you know, that could be their way of getting rid of the girls without having to worry about that. And that could be another reason why the twins could come to help Sydney fight off the ghost faces. And because I still think that there's like a Stu cult slash a group, or at least not just one ghost face but multiple ghost faces. And even if it's not under Stu and Stu's not alive, whatever, you know, there's somebody, just like there's going to be another Roman, so to speak. There's going to be another Roman or Stu orchestrating their puppetry hands with a group of people killing people. So, you know what I mean? And so that could be it. Maybe it could be Martha Meeks Martin, who is the twins' mother, and it could be the Carpenter sisters that gets killed in the opening sequence, along with maybe another family member. And I'm thinking maybe Leslie Marker, who is Stu Marker's sister. Because what if she is also killed? Maybe we finally get to meet her and she dies. Just like her, just like in Scream 5, you had Leslie Marker's son die. So what if she is trying her best to, you know, avenge her son's death along with her brother's death, and then she gets in the crossfire and the ghost faces actually kill her just because they want her out of the way, because she could be in the way or whatever. And so, and that could be a possibility. And possibly and this has been said before, but it'd be kind of weird not having, would have her instead of the girls. But What if we finally get to meet the girl's mother? What if we get to see the Carpenter mother, like Sam and Tara's mother, finally? What if she, and this could be something that they could do in a future Scream film, not a Scream movie, and not this one, but maybe in Scream 8 or 9 or whatever. And then possibly by then we can even actually have Sam and Tara back physically, and then they can have like a fight, like a one-on-one fight with their mother, that we actually get to see their mother come back, because in 5 and 6 we only heard of their mother but never seen her. So what if in Scream 7 she comes back because both girls are dead? And then everyone's like, well, where were you when they were attacked in 5 and 6? You know, and then maybe she could be like a red herring and maybe she's not involved, yada, yada, yada. Or maybe she's trying to do like but then again, maybe she could be like Detective Bailey and be all innocent and then be a ghost face killer. But, you know, this is all just theory and thoughts and opinions. It's not fact. So, but if you liked any of this, let me know down in the comments if you agree that maybe this could happen in the future, in not necessarily Scream 7, but maybe Scream 8 or 9 or whatever, or any possible like future TV shows if they want to do a TV show for it again. Because I know that they already done a Scream TV show and it did deviate a lot from the original Scream. And what if they wanted to do like another Scream series where it was a part of the actual like movie Screams? Because I know that because I only saw the series once, and from what I remember, I only watched it once all the way through like a year or two ago. But they had their own sort of ghost face. They didn't even call him ghost face. They call him like the somebody slasher or the lake slice slasher or something like that, and even the mask was different, so it wasn't necessarily like a true ghost face from the original film ghost face. So they could do that just so then that way they can have like a mini series type of thing. Maybe they do a 2 or 3 episodes that are like an hour and a half long each or something. Anyway, that could be a possibility, um, of maybe doing like a little mini series type thing where maybe they can do 2, maybe 3 hour and 15, hour and 20, hour and 30 minute mini movies and stuff like that to appease the fans in a mini series to kind of finish the job. But that could be a possibility, like I said, that maybe not only Martha Meeks Martin, who is the twins' mother, but maybe the Carpenter sisters could be the opening kill. And that's another thing that I'm trying to see that maybe they could do to make the movies fresh. Don't have just one opening kill, but have multiple opening kills. Because, yes, we did have multiple opening kills in Scream 3 with Cotton Weary and his girlfriend, but that was just 2. Up the game with 3 or 4 or something. And we did have the multiple kills technically in Scream 6 with, well, actually there was 3 in Scream 6 with Jason, the other guy, and the professor. So that's 3 right there. And I just thought of that. But make it a little bit more home, like close to home, you know what I mean, with people that we know. We know Martha Meeks because we got her in Scream 3 and we got her in Scream 5, and she is a blood relative to one of the original cast members of Scream 1 with Randy, and she's also the blood mother of the twins. So we got to know her a little bit. Sure, she's not in the movies that much, but she's still one of my favorite characters. I loved her fashion in Scream 3 for the like 30 seconds that she was in there. But anyway, I also wanted to have like a little bit more up your game type of thing with the Carpenter sisters, since we got to know and love them in Scream 5 and 6. Sure, if they did that and did it from behind and just see the back of their silhouettes and have the ghost face kill them that way, then that would be sad because that means closure on their characters. But maybe what if in the future, and I know when I'm going to say this, it will just not be good because it'll be kind of like one of those fake deaths. But what if, since it was from the back and we just see them being killed by Ghostface, that maybe they actually survived and that maybe we can have them in the future. But anyway, and that is mainly what I wanted to talk about, of maybe that in the opening sequence it could be, I am leaning toward Martha Meeks being like the opening kill, or at least the opening attack, along with maybe, and I know the Carpenter sisters, like their story arc is pretty much over, since the girl, like the actresses Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega are not going to come back willingly for Scream 7. But because to me, I didn't like in Scream 6 that even though Courtney Cox was the one that said, "Oh, Cindy's fine, she's hiding, don't worry, she's okay, she's not coming back yet," like that was, to me, that wasn't cool. Like it wasn't cool to not have Cindy in it. And even though I think that Scream 6 was actually a really good movie and that they actually did a really good job, and I'm sad that she wasn't in it, but I actually think that it kind of did help the movie a little bit, even though I am saying I missed her in Scream 6. At the same time, it didn't ruin the movie. Like, it did okay without her. Like, it was fine. And she was barely in Scream 5 either, but still, it was good. But anyway, I just hope that with everything that's going on, maybe since the original directors of Scream 5 and 6 are no longer with the projects anymore, and maybe the studio has lifted stuff, and maybe in the future, but I guess they'll wait and see how Scream 7 goes and how well it's perceived, if they still want to do the Scream movies. I'm sure they will, because I'm sure that they will keep doing Scream movies until, the end of time. But if Scream 7 doesn't do as well as they hoped, they'll probably, the studio, I'm not hoping for the studio to fail, but I'm just hoping that if the movie doesn't do as well as they hoped, then they can just kind of abandon ship with the Scream franchise, so it can go to another studio that would actually appreciate Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega and have them back in the, back in there. And then that way the studio can also treat Neve Campbell better too, because they wanted to give her a crappy amount of money in Scream 6. So anyway, as we all know. But I just hope that you guys can comment down below what your thoughts and theories could be, if you want the franchise to keep going forward, and if you would want them to continue with maybe another studio, so then that way we can bring back the Carpenter sisters. I personally would like that, just because it was nice to have fresh meat in the franchise, which is probably one of the reasons why I like Scream 3 so much. And not that I didn't love or like Scream 2. It's just with Scream 3 though, it was enough campy, and I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people didn't like Scream 3. It was because it was too like funny and too campy, but I liked the new characters and how they were just trying so hard to help each other out and so on. So anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Put down in the comments below what your thoughts and theories of my thoughts and theories. So anyways, see you soon.